We're still in Birmingham, live from the Conservative Party conference. I'm now joined by Conservative MP David Simmonds. Great of you to join us, David. Really good to see you.
Good afternoon.
Now, these sort of forecasts that normally accompany a budget, the independent forecast that you get, so you can have a look at the nation's finances. Yesterday, it was suggested, we assumed from government sources, that that would be brought forward before the 23rd of November when we get the sort of next budget, if you like. But in an interview that Kwasi Kwarteng has done with Liam Halligan for GBNews this morning, the Chancellor said no, the independent forecast will be published alongside the budget on the 23rd of November. Why the confusion?
I'm a Tory. I believe in sound financial management, and to do that, we need all the information. And clearly, if it's going to take a bit longer to get some of that data together, we need to have that. And questions like, should we uprate benefits? To what level? Should it be more or less than inflation? Should we use an alternative figure? We need to know what's happening in the energy market to wholesale prices, how that's going to impact on people, what the impact of the fiscal event is going to be in terms of people's wage packets. If that's going in a positive direction, then that might mean Parliament wants to make a different decision. So we do need to have that information, and I'm certainly happy with the Chancellor to bring that forward when he's confident that he's got everything he needs at his disposal to make the case.
Some members of the Cabinet, Penny Mordaunt and now Robert Buckland, seem to be freelancing on this issue that you raise about whether benefits, lots of which go to people who are working, whether they should rise in line with prices rather than earnings. And you've got Cabinet Ministers giving interviews which contradict the Prime Minister's position. The Prime Minister's position is no decisions made. Cabinet members saying, yes, we should increase benefits in line with prices. I don't understand where the message discipline is at this conference. Do you?
So clearly there's a lot of speculation about that. Understandably, my constituents are worried about the cost of living. They want to know the answers to questions about what's happening with things like pensions and benefits. But clearly at the same time, the government does need to make sure it's got the information it needs to make the best decisions about that. I think it's right that colleagues are going out and saying we are concerned about the impact, in particular of rising energy prices, on the lowest income households. We know that help's on the way. The price cap that's been introduced, the £400, that means people will be seeing a direct impact on this energy costs over the next few months. So we need to make sure we understand what the implications of that are, what's happening to those wider energy costs, which seem to be coming down. And if that's the case, that might lead to a different decision being made by Parliament from what we would make today. So I think it's right that colleagues are saying we need to be mindful of the impact on the lowest income households, but at the same time we need to make sure we've got good information so we make the right decision.
Okay. Well, I could contest that and suggest that that's not what some members of your cabinet are doing, but I accept your point. Now, Lee Kane, who was Boris Johnson's spokesperson when he was Prime Minister, he's written a piece today, and this is the line which struck me. He wrote this: "The beginning of a Prime Minister's tenure is crucial. It's a time of almost unrivaled cut-through when the public first pay attention and begin to form a judgment about the new leader. Once that judgment is set, it's incredibly difficult to shift." It's not been the best start to a premiership, has it?
Well, my sense from constituents on the doorsteps is people are giving the government the benefit of the doubt. There's a lot going on in the world, the consequences in particular of Putin's illegal attack on Ukraine. We know that the strengthening dollar is having a huge impact not just on the UK economy, but also on other developed economies around the world. And we know that there are some positive things. The UK has amongst the lowest debt to GDP ratio of any G7 nation. We have relatively high rates of tax. So the Chancellor is looking, where is the room for manoeuvre to help getting the economy going in the same way as all those other economies are looking at that. So we do need to look at that. But clearly the government has now a period of a few weeks to show it's got a grip on these things. That the good start that we hope to be making is then feeding through into how people feel. It's in people's wage packets. It's what they're seeing going on in their personal experience of the economy.
David Simmonds, thank you very much indeed for joining us.